Olivia Rodrigo had been strumming idly on her worn acoustic guitar in the quiet solitude of her sunlit studio when, quite suddenly, the familiar wooden body beneath her fingers began to hum with an ethereal resonance, a shimmering ripple coursing through the strings that pulled at her very soul, and as her fingertips brushed a particular fret, the air before her shimmered and twisted, warping into a swirling portal glowing with iridescent colors that seemed both impossibly vibrant and surreal. Her heart hammered in disbelief and awe as the room dissolved around her, replaced by a kaleidoscopic cityscape alive with color and melody, where the sky pulsed with rhythm and the very ground beneath her seemed to beat like a drum, and everyone she encountered spoke exclusively in song lyrics, their voices rising and falling in harmonies that wove seamlessly into the ambient soundtrack of this otherworldly place, leaving Olivia awestruck yet utterly disoriented, struggling to process this reality where communication was an endless cascade of poetic verses and musical refrains. She felt a swirl of exhilaration and fear, her adventurous spirit flickering against an undercurrent of skepticism and self-doubt, questioning whether this was a dream, a hallucination, or some bizarre dimension hidden within her beloved instrument. The world around her was at once mesmerizing and overwhelming. The streets shimmered with neon signs that flickered to the beats of classic rock, pop anthems, and soulful ballads, while the citizens moved as if in a continuous musical montage, their expressions dramatic and their words laden with emotion, yet there was an underlying harmony to the chaos, as if music was the very fabric that held this place together. Olivia's natural boldness surfaced as she tried to engage with the lyrical inhabitants, attempting to piece together meaning from the poetic puzzles they presented, but the language barrier in the form of constant song lyrics challenged her comprehension, stirring an intense mixture of frustration and wonder. By her side was Max, her longtime best friend and bandmate, whose skeptical pragmatism clashed with Olivia's creative impulsiveness, grounding her when the dissonance threatened to overwhelm but also urging caution as they navigated this bizarre new world together. A mysterious figure named Lyra, an enigmatic local who seemed fluent in the lyrical language and who spoke in haunting melodies that hinted at secrets deeper than the surface glitz, soon appeared, offering cryptic guidance while raising questions about the true nature of this universe and the portal that brought Olivia here. As Olivia and Max exchanged uncertain glances amid the ever-shifting songscapes, a profound sense of mystery and possibility hung heavy in the air, promising that the journey ahead would challenge their understanding of communication, identity, and perhaps the very essence of reality itself. This was only the opening chord of an extraordinary adventure whose melody was still unfolding. As the surreal novelty of a world where every conversation flowed in melodies and lyrics began to settle, Olivia and Max found themselves at a crossroads, realizing that curiosity alone wouldn't unravel the secrets of this musical realm. Determined to move beyond stunned spectatorship, they resolved to immerse themselves fully in the rhythm of this universe, setting out with Lyra as their elusive guide who sang cryptic verses hinting at ancient harmonies that governed the land and possibly the portal itself, their footsteps echoing in syncopation with the pulsing streets as they sought to decipher patterns in the lyrical exchanges that might reveal clues to the portal's origins and how to navigate between worlds. Yet the deeper they delved, the more disorienting the landscape became, streets that twisted and looped like refrains, crowds whose harmonies turned discordant when they sensed outsiders probing too deeply, and shadows of figures whose songs carried undertones of warning and menace, challenging Olivia's boldness with tests of trust and intuition, while Max's skepticism clashed with his growing fear that the portal might not just be a passageway but a trap designed to keep them ensnared in this endless operatic existence. Each conversation, sung in metaphor and rhyme, was a puzzle that demanded not just understanding but emotional resonance, pushing Olivia to confront vulnerabilities she had long buried beneath her confident public persona. Her struggles with identity, expression, and the weight of expectation now mirrored in the fluid, often contradictory verses around her, creating a tempest of self-doubt and resolve that threatened to either fracture or forge her anew. Alongside the rhythmically shifting cityscape, they encountered a new figure, an enigmatic street performer named Jax whose haunting solos spoke of rebellion and freedom, offering to join their quest with his insider knowledge of the city's underground where dissenting lyricists composed countermelodies that challenged the dominant harmonies, his presence injecting both hope and tension, for while his motives seemed aligned with liberation, his past hinted at secrets that could either aid or imperil their journey. The obstacles were as much emotional and psychological as they were tangible, with Olivia battling the seduction of the lyrical world's beauty and the frightening possibility of losing her own voice amidst its endless songs, Max wrestling with the pressure to believe in the impossible while guarding his heart from despair, and Lyra torn between loyalty to her realm and a yearning for change. As the layers of this melodious enigma peeled away, the line between ally and adversary blurred, and every step forward seemed to deepen the mystery, weaving a complex tapestry of harmony and dissonance, hope and dread, with the portal's true purpose still cloaked in shadow and their path uncertain. Yet amidst the swirling symphony of challenges and revelations, Olivia's determination flickered brighter, the realization dawning that to find their way home, they might have to become not just interpreters of song but composers of their own destiny in this strange, lyrical universe. As the vibrant melodies of the lyrical world grew ever more intense and the veil between harmony and chaos began to thin, Olivia, Max, Lyra, and their newfound ally Jax found themselves gathered in the quiet before the storm, a shadowed amphitheater hidden beneath the city's neon glow, where the final confrontation with the realm's enigmatic ruler, the Maestro, was imminent. The Maestro, a towering figure cloaked in shifting chords and wielding the power to manipulate every note and word in this universe, had revealed himself as both a creator and captor, a being whose dominion depended on the endless cycle of sung verses that entrapped the inhabitants in an eternal performance, a force both mesmerizing and merciless, yet beneath his dazzling control lay a critical vulnerability. His power was tied intrinsically to the chorus of compliance, a collective resonance that bound the citizens in hypnotic submission, and if that harmony could be fractured, if the song of rebellion could rise and disrupt the chorus, his grip could falter. Physically, the group prepared with careful precision. Jax rehearsed his rebellious solos that pierced through the ambient melodies, designed to shatter the chorus's hypnotic flow, while Lyra deciphered ancient songs inscribed in forgotten corners of the city that might sever the Maestro's connection to the collective will, and Max worked to align their strategies with the rhythm of the city's ever-changing soundscape, using his pragmatic insight to adapt on the fly. Emotionally, the weight of the coming battle pressed down hard. Olivia confronted her deepest fears of losing herself to the overwhelming power of the music and the possibility of failure that would leave them all trapped in endless lyric. While Max wrestled with the tension between protecting Olivia and the need to fight, Lyra struggled with the betrayal of the world she once believed in, and Jax wrestled with the shadows of his own past missteps, their collective resolve tempered by the vulnerability that had been forged through their shared trials. In the final moments before stepping into the spotlight, they made crucial decisions that could shift the tides of fate. Olivia chose to use her voice not just as a singer but as a beacon of authentic emotion that could pierce through the Maestro's illusions. Max committed to shielding her and coordinating their tactical strikes. Lyra vowed to dismantle the chorus's foundations with the arcane melodies, and Jax prepared to ignite the spark of rebellion with his defiant anthems. The amphitheater thrummed with tension, the air thick with anticipation as the Maestro's spectral form materialized, radiating a hypnotic command that sought to bend their wills before the battle even began. But beneath that intimidating facade lingered the fragility of his dependence on harmony and submission. This was the moment where the fragile hope of freedom hung by a single note, where every decision, every breath, and every lyric could either break the cycle or bind them forever. And as they shared a brief, steadying glance, the calm within the crescendo, they braced themselves to step into the unknown, the final chorus of their journey ready to unfold in a symphony that would echo beyond worlds. The air was thick with a swirling symphony of tension as Olivia, Max, Lyra, and Jax faced the Maestro in the heart of the amphitheater, his form a towering, shifting mass of notes and echoes that seemed to consume the very space around them. And as the confrontation erupted, it was less a battle of physical might and more a fierce contest of wills and voices, where every lyric, Every melody became a weapon and a shield in an escalating duel that rippled through the fabric of the lyrical universe itself. The maestro's voice boomed with hypnotic force, attempting to drown their individuality in the chorus of compliance, bending reality with his mastery over sound and language. But Olivia, tapping into a wellspring of raw emotion and truth, sang with a clarity and vulnerability that shattered the illusions, her voice a piercing beacon that cut through the waves of control and ignited sparks of resistance in the hearts of the entranced inhabitants, while Max orchestrated their movements, dodging the crushing weight of oppressive harmonies. Lyra unleashed arcane verses that unraveled the threads binding the citizens, and Jax's defiant solos echoed like a rallying cry of freedom. Yet victory demanded a painful sacrifice. Olivia realized that to sever the maestro's hold completely, she had to merge her voice with the portal's power, risking being trapped forever in the lyrical realm. A price she accepted with a bittersweet resolve to free not just herself but the countless souls ensnared in this endless song. A sacrifice that tested her courage and selflessness to their limits. As the crescendo reached its peak, a defining moment arrived when Olivia's voice harmonized perfectly with the spontaneous chorus of liberated voices rising from the crowd, fracturing the maestro's control and causing his majestic form to dissolve into a scattering of fading notes, leaving behind a profound silence that vibrated with newfound freedom but also with the weight of loss and change. In the aftermath, the lyrical universe began to shift, the citizens rediscovering their own voices beyond scripted lines, while Olivia and her companions found the portal open once more, a gateway back to their world but one forever altered by the echoes of what had transpired. Olivia emerged from the experience transformed, her music deepened by the journey's emotional gravity. Her understanding of expression expanded beyond mere performance to a profound connection with human vulnerability and resilience, while Max's skepticism softened into a tempered faith in the extraordinary. Lyra embraced a new role as a guardian of the balance between order and freedom, and Jax's rebellious spirit found a home in crafting songs that honored both struggle and hope. The consequences of their actions rippled beyond their immediate return, as subtle shifts in the world's creative energy inspired a renaissance of authenticity and courage in artistic voices everywhere, a testament to the enduring power of song to heal and unite. As the final chords of their adventure faded, Olivia looked back one last time on the portal, now quiet and still, knowing that while this chapter had closed, the melody of life would forever carry the lessons of that extraordinary realm, a reminder that true freedom comes from embracing one's own voice amid the cacophony. If you've been moved by this story of courage, music, and transformation, be sure to subscribe for more incredible journeys that explore the magic hidden in everyday moments and beyond, because every ending is just a prelude to the next great adventure waiting to be sung.